This isn't a movie, this isn't fiction. This is the true story of a man who once stood on both sides of the law. First as a bank robber, then unbelievably as a police officer. Let me take you back to the late 1990s. There's a young man named Gilberto, let's call him Gil, just 19, living in Florida. He's got a troubled past, no money, and even less hope for the future. One day, frustration pushes him to do something almost nobody would dare: rob a bank. Now Gil isn't some masked villain from a Hollywood blockbuster. He's not wild, he's not reckless. In fact, his plan is shockingly simple, and it works. He walks into a local bank, calm as can be, slips a note to the teller: "Give me the cash." There's no yelling, no gun, no chaos. The teller hands over thousands. Gil walks out, no violence, no fingerprints, no leads. For the police, the case is a dead end before it even starts. They suspect maybe it's an inside job or some drifter passing through. But the truth, way stranger than anyone could imagine. Gil leaves Florida. He starts over. He changes everything about his life, even his name. He enrolls in a police training program, of all things. Over the next few years, Gil works his way up. He becomes a respected officer in a quiet suburban town. People love him. He's charming, disciplined, and he's got this almost eerie intuition when it comes to catching criminals. Some colleagues say he understands the criminal mind like nobody else. And he does, because he's been there. For nearly a decade, Gil lives in plain sight. He investigates robberies, arrests thieves, and walks the line of justice every single day. But he's got a secret, a big one. And secrets, they rarely stay buried forever. Fast forward to the late 2000s. Law enforcement starts going digital, re-examining old unsolved robberies. One sharp-eyed agent notices something odd. There's a bank robbery from years ago, and the details start to sound familiar. They dig deeper. Using better tech, they reanalyze old surveillance footage. There's a fingerprint on a piece of evidence that finally gets matched. It points straight at Officer Gil. Investigators launch a secret probe into Gil's past. The evidence piles up, and it's undeniable. When confronted, Gil doesn't run, he confesses. The fallout is massive. The public is shocked. How could a respected police officer once be the very criminal he was supposed to catch? The case explodes in the news. People debate police vetting, second chances, and whether someone can ever really escape their past. So, was Gil a fraud, living a double life? Or was he a man who made a terrible mistake, tried to redeem himself, and finally got caught by his own conscience? One thing I know for sure, in the world of true crime, fact is always stranger than fiction. Stick around. Tomorrow I'll dig into the baffling disappearance of Maura Murray, a mystery that's